Three races to go. Here's what happened now in race 6. The commentators, as usual, Chris Carter and Peter Clifford.
Kenny Irons, Steve Parrish number 6, Ron Haslam and White number 5, and Ron Haslam this evening will be catching a plane as quickly as he can off to test the El Honda at the Paul Ricard circuit.
And bear in mind that Ron Haslam is suffering a terrible power disadvantage, even though it's wet. His bike only producing about 90-95 brake horsepower, and those in front about 125 brake horsepower. And that means that there's a top speed disadvantage of some 15 to 20 miles an hour, and it means that every time Ron opens the throttle to accelerate out of the corner, he can't accelerate as fast as the men in front of him.
And what a meeting this has been for Kenny Irons. And Ron Haslam looking for a way through. He's got past Stavrish, got past Steve Parrish. Kenny Irons with Ron Haslam in hot pursuit. This bike was absolutely in standard trim when it arrived at Donington Park on Thursday. It had got a number plate on. It still got, in fact, the road tax disc in the fairing. Kenny Irons then in 5th place with Haslam breathing down his neck, and Haslam knows every inch of this racetrack. Haslam looking for a way through. Sam McDonald, one of the Americans, is in the pits.
And it's all the more important that Ron picks really smooth lines around these corners, and he can't let the bike slide too wildly because he doesn't have the power to squirt it down the straight. You saw him run through the corner in a beautiful smooth style there. Back to Merkel, the leader.
Merkel 6.5 seconds in front of Kevin Schwantz. Roger Burnett in 3rd place. Then that battle between Kenny Irons, Ron Haslam and Steve Parrish. This is the end of the 5th lap. 2 more laps to go.
And interestingly, Schwantz doesn't seem to have been able to catch Merkel. Schwantz has been quicker earlier on in the weekend.
Roger Burnett in 3rd place. We wait now for the trio of Kenny Irons, and Haslam's got in front. Ron Haslam now up into 4th position and pulling away from Kenny Irons and Steve Parrish. And then there's a real old bunch behind Steve Parrish. That's Dale Quarterly. Then it's Paul Eden, Chris Martin, Roger Marshall, and the British riders behind Dale Quarterly. Quarterly now beginning to show his pace a little bit more than he has done in the past. Roger Marshall looking for a way around the outside of Chris Martin, and not always an easy thing to do.
And it's absolutely certain that Marshall is still suffering from this mysterious engine problem that's plagued him through the weekend. He's riding the wheels off the Honda around the corners, but he really can't do anything about the speed of the other machines down the straights. The bike just will not rev. It should go to about 14,000 RPM, and it's now stopping at about 11,000.
And just a glimpse of John Ashmead, another one of the Americans we've not seen a great deal of, just behind Marshall. So this is John Ashmead's best ride. There is John Ashmead, 23-year-old. Number 33, that is Chris Martin. And Martin and Marshall having a bit of a ding-dong. Behind them, John Ashmead. And with the disappearance of Ruben McMurton, it puts the balance and power back with Britain, 35 to 29. The point situation in this race as it stands. Here comes this bunch. And Roger Marshall riding his socks off and not really making any impression. There is the race leader starting his final lap. Just 2.5 miles then, but Fred Merkel knows more than the rest of us that this race is not over until the checkered flag. He took a tumble at the final hairpin of the last lap of race 5, and I'm sure the Californian will not want to be embarrassed in that fashion again. Merkel leads a comfortable margin over Kevin Schwantz. So again, the 2 Americans showing what supreme skill and ability they have with a fine performance from the British pack, who again dominating the affair.
And you can see that Merkel is riding a lot more smoothly now. The pressure is off him. He's got a handy lead, and he does know how to put a smooth, neat performance in, not at all as ragged as he was in the last couple of races.
Fred Merkel then, and Roger Marshall in fact has pulled into the pit, so whatever the problem was, Roger decided that it's not worthwhile carrying on. 2 more races still to go, of course, in this Shell Oils Transatlantic Challenge. And there is Merkel about to lap somebody, just the extension, just over half a mile to go to the checkered flag. And Merkel, very much one of the stars of the show, about to catch Neil Robinson, the young Ulsterman, one of the British men who's not really had the greatest of transatlantic challenges.
And Robinson actually missed the start of the race, and he rejoined the race when it was a half a lap old, so it's not really surprising that he's been lapped on this occasion.
So Merkel, he can afford to follow Robinson round. He doesn't need to dice with him. He's going to get the checkered flag. Watch for the wheelie. Here we go. A victory wheelie from Fred Merkel. The clenched air in the fist. He's pleased again. They are delighted to win, and that's great. There's another wheelie from Kevin Schwantz in second place. And it should be Roger Bennett, and there is Merkel celebrating. Roger Bennett takes third place, holds the overall points lead. So there we are, the result of this six-leg. Fred Merkel, the American captain, the winner. Kevin Schwantz for America in second place, and Roger Bennett third.
So they did it again, but the points situation, 256 to 140 in Britain's favour, so a commanding lead there. We'll be back in a few moments with more live racing from Donington. Join us then.